Hi, we are going to talk about writing today. So we talked a little bit in another lesson about size of writing and writing with touching the lines. Just a little review. We talked about touching the top line and the bottom line for our tall letters. Talked about touching the dotted line and the bottom line for our short letters like A, E, O, I. Talked about touching the dotted line and going below the line for our number 3 letters like Y and J and P. I didn't give any examples for 1, so I probably should go back and do that, like all capital letters, all numbers, and then tall letters like H or L or K. Those are all tall letters. Those would all be number 1s. Now, again, number 2s was like short letters like E and O and A. Not the capitals, but just the lowercase letters. And then number 3 would be the letters that go below the line. Start at the dotted line, go below the line, like lowercase g, lowercase p, lowercase y. So that's what we're going to talk a little bit more about today. So there's a couple ways to practice. So one that I found is kind of fun, I wrote on here, it's called star-worthy letters. So for star-worthy letters, any letters that you practice, whenever they touch the correct lines, so you can tell like they touch the dotted line and the bottom line. For their lowercase a's, they got stars. And then when they touch the top line and the bottom line for these size 1 letter, this lowercase d, they got a star when they touched all the correct lines. If they didn't touch the correct lines, maybe it was too low, maybe it ducked down, maybe it's floating, things like that, then there's no star. So you'll only get a star if you touch the correct lines on your letters. Same thing with the G's. Any letter you choose, as long as you touch both the correct lines in your letter formation, you get a star. So sometimes, so either setting a goal or rolling the dice is a good way to decide how many letters you need to accurately form to get your goal set. So sometimes I will have kids just roll the dice. And if maybe they're younger, maybe they just roll 1 dice or 1 die. And maybe so then they get up 1 through 6. So if they roll a 4, then they have to practice until they get at least 4 stars. And then they could stop. That doesn't mean they'll just do 4 of 1 letter, but they'll have to do as many practices as it takes until they get like that 4 that they rolled on the die, until they get 4 star-worthy letters. If it's someone who's a little bit older and has been working on it for a while, maybe they want to roll 2 dice or maybe even 3 dice. And maybe they want to, maybe they're working on writing words or sentences and they're focusing on just a couple letters that seem to really make their writing less legible. So while they're writing, they will roll the dice and they'll say, while I write this whole paragraph, I'm going to count and make sure I have, 8 D's that are star-worthy. Or I'm just going to practice and I'm going to write my D's until I have 8 that are star-worthy. So just a fun little game to practice with letter neatness and improve legibility. So I hope that helps and have fun with that.